How could a man worth $300 million be broke? Grant Cardone is worth just that, and he makes a fortune teaching others how to become billionaires.
Everybody on this stream could be a billionaire.
As well as in other legit ways and maybe some not so legit ways.
I was doing drugs before the day was over.
And what's crazy is even though he's a very wealthy man, he still lies about how much he's worth and consistently refers to himself as a billionaire, often showing us how incredibly insecure he is about the fact that he is not.
Probably 10 years of my career where I was like,
speaking about stuff you really didn't know about?
And I've done the research. He's not. And that's why he's broke. Now, I can't jump inside Cardone's mind and know exactly what he thinks and feels. However, why would someone who has more wealth than he could ever probably spend not be able to enjoy being a multi-millionaire because he's not yet a billionaire? Someone who is not financially free. That's who can't enjoy being a multi-millionaire. What's the point of making money if you can't enjoy it? What's the point of being financially free if you don't feel free because you don't have more money? If you're attaching your self-worth to how much money you make, which many people do, you're going to take this problem with you, even if you become a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, or even a billionaire, and you will not experience true financial freedom. For most of my adult life, I was broke. I only had enough money to pay my bills, and there was nothing left after that. I had lots of debt and no savings. From the time I left home at 18 until just about 6 years ago, I felt broke, acted broke, and I had the debt and the empty bank account to show for it. When I started learning NLP, I started becoming aware of my patterns of brokenness, like the way I spoke to myself. I noticed that I often repeated to myself that I'm broke. Like, for example, how often I wished to myself that I wasn't broke, which only implies repeatedly that I'm broke. When I wanted to buy something, I immediately heard a voice inside my head say, "It's too expensive. You're broke." No matter how much money I made, I found a way to get rid of it in order to be congruent with my belief that I never have any money. What made it worse, I felt really bad about myself for being broke. And the only thing that kept me going was a hope, a fantasy, that one day I would somehow become rich. As I was learning NLP and applying it to my money situation, all of these understandings started to surface. I realized that I had a belief that I could only make money doing things I didn't enjoy, like bartending and selling insurance. Using NLP, I overcame these limiting beliefs, and my relationship with money completely changed. Suddenly I realized how much easier it was to make money doing something I enjoy, because money wasn't my only motivation to do it. When money is your only motivation to do something, especially something you don't like, you're likely not going to be very successful at it. And even if you are successful at it, you're not free, because making money comes at the cost of your well-being. That's not financial freedom, no matter how much money you have. That's financial imprisonment. Another problem that I had was the way I felt about money. Sure, I liked money when I had it, but I also hated it. I resented the fact that lack of money seemed to prevent me from doing the things I wanted to do. So I would try to bargain with it like it was a person. You think if you can do the right things, say the right words, vibrate on the right frequency, etc., that the money fairy will notice you and she will come to you and bless you with riches or something like that. It was this type of thinking that caused me to waste money on playing the lottery. Even though it was just a few dollars a week, it was the mentality of playing the lottery that was keeping me broke. I used to have conversations with money in my head, trying to persuade money that I was worthy of it. So don't have a relationship with money any more than you would have a relationship with a screwdriver or a hammer or any other tool. Money is a thing, a tool. It doesn't care if you like it or not. It doesn't care what frequency you're vibrating on. You can't bargain with it. You can't say to money, "Okay, money, I'm going to work really hard to deserve you." And then you work really hard and suddenly money comes pouring into your bank account. If you understand one thing about money and you want more of it, understand that money has no inherent value whatsoever. What do I mean by this? This is the part that you're probably not going to believe the first time you hear this.
Well, really? Okay, good.
But keep an open mind and consider watching this part again. Money only has the value that you project onto it. Most people think of money as security and freedom, among many things. Freedom and security are what we call values. If money means freedom and security to you, those are the values you're projecting onto it. Freedom and security are not inherently contained in green paper with numbers printed on it, however. Some people might argue that money does have inherent value because the value is simply printed on the money itself. But this is not true and is easy to disprove. If you put a $100 bill in front of a homeless person, a person who makes $50,000 a year, and a billionaire, that $100 bill doesn't have the same value to all three of those people. The $100 bill only has the value each of those people project onto it. For the homeless person, it might be enough to feed him for a few weeks. For the billionaire, it's probably not even worth picking up off the table, unless of course you're Grant Cardone.
I need money.
Here's what really gets interesting. If money has no inherent value, which you hopefully are starting to understand now, where is the value you perceive of the money coming from? The answer is you. The value is inherent in you. Think about that for a moment, because when you understand this, and I mean truly understand this, you'll never have to chase money again. If you're projecting value onto money, understand that that can only mean one thing, that if you're projecting the value must be coming from you. When people don't understand this, they chase money thinking that if they can just get their hands on enough of it, then they will experience value and they will feel validated. They will feel free and secure, for example. They may even feel that it gives them purpose and meaning, which is the self-worth part that I've been mentioning. Grant Cardone is a great example of this. He's chasing self-worth and he's measuring it in dollars.
Yeah.
But it simply doesn't work this way, because if you cannot fulfill your highest values without money, having money won't make that different. Even if you do make a lot of money, you will always feel insecure and anxious about losing it or not having enough. This type of scarcity mindset is what keeps people from acquiring money, and it's also what causes people who have money to lose it. But if you are connected to your value, and you know that all the value you perceive in the world is just a projection of your own inner value, you'll never find it difficult to make money again, because you will always be in a relentless state of wealth and abundance. As long as you connect money to your self-worth, you will never be financially free, no matter how much money you make. If you solve that problem right now, which you can, you will see how much easier it is to make money. This is exactly how it worked for me, and it's worked for my clients and the people I train as well. What is true self-worth? True self-worth is when you no longer doubt or question your own value. How do you do that? First of all, you need to know what your values are. Secondly, you need to know how to fulfill those values. And third, you need to embody those values as certain and solid qualities of your identity. When money no longer has an emotional charge for you, when you no longer see value in the money, but you first see value in yourself, that's when you become financially free. And that's when accumulating wealth becomes so much easier and even fun. Now, how do you do all of this? This is what I teach and coach people to be able to do for themselves. It's not something I can give you in just one video. Check the description right here down below. And while you're down there, you will also find a link for a PDF on how to elicit your values. Remember, it's really difficult to connect with your value if you don't know what your deeper unconscious values are. If you liked this video and you found value in it, that can only mean one thing. You'll really like this next video right here.
You made fun of her NLP, right?
Totally. I've never had an NLP salesman work for us. Like,
Well, I don't know if there are NLP.
they've never
I
been.
don't know what an NLP salesman would look like. It's not.
I don't need.
Have you studied it at all?
No, they're never productive.